What is going on, everybody? This is 86th, and I'm going to do a little bit of thoughts and impressions on the Path of Exile 3.17 Siege of the Atlas and arch-nemesis reveal that they did yesterday. Keep in mind, if this video gets 10 likes, or just let me know in the comments below if you guys want me to do a patch notes video, because I will do that as well. I just feel like those videos can be a little boring and tedious for the viewers. But if you guys want to see it, hit the like button and let me know if you guys want that in the comments below. But without further ado, we are just going to get right into the actual teaser video itself and check this out. I watched this live yesterday. Um, I did not record it, fortunately. So here we have Zana. I think she's kind of fed up with shit, it looks like. She's like, I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of helping you exiles out. You motherfuckers keep fucking killing everything. Out of here.
But the Atlas of Worlds remains a beacon for eldritch horrors.
He's pissed about something.
We imprisoned
Got the elder there.
We placated the Maven.
Maven.
We've been preparing for the arrival of another.
Teasing us with those testing
but
dummies.
we never
He
expected
said something about that in the Q&A.
They embody insatiable hunger. Crushing
These
darkness.
are the new pinnacle bosses. Very badass looking. Very cool. Really like the themes of them. So there's two lesser bosses and then two of like the main bosses that you're going to be fighting.
If we don't stop them, they
One that seems like they're fire based, and the other one seems like they might be a cold based or lightning based even maybe or something.
For our
Very cool design though. Whole new Atlas revamp. Very cool. Some new uniques, new influence types, it looks like as well. New Atlas wide passive tree, which is fucking crazy. Take PoE to just say, fuck it, you know what? The Atlas needs a big ass passive tree too. You know, why not? That's going to be very fun to check out this week.
They are here. Stand with us, or we will all
February 4th, maybe
perish.
next Friday. Right? Friday, Thursday? I'll have to check the calendar. It's one of those days. Very cool. Definitely very excited for this. Looks very cool. I really like the art design, but one thing I'm gonna get out of the way that I am disappointed for, and I don't know if everybody feels the same way. Let me know in the comments below. But no new skills. I'm definitely very disappointed about that. I usually love to play the new skills. Start of the league. We won't have that this league, but they are buffing with tons of shit. So I mean, it should be okay. I mean, it's a bit of a disappointment. I'm definitely always look forward to new skills, but I mean, they did so much shit that I can kind of understand why they just couldn't do it this league. So it's fine. It's okay. But yeah, so we have 6 days, 23 hours, 9 minutes, and 29 seconds to go. Excited? Are you excited? I'm excited. Hell yeah. Path of Exile, Siege of the Atlas. In Path of Exile, Siege of the Atlas, two new Eldritch horrors threaten to consume the Atlas of Worlds. Join Commander Kirek's militia and defend the Atlas and raid class itself against these celestial foes. The large in-game expansion contains a new Atlas and some pinnacle bosses, one gigantic athlete passive skill tree, Eldritch implicit in-game crafting, new unique items, the arch-nemesis challenge league, and much more. Fuck yes. Very cool. I like this little war table here. Very cool. I like how they kind of just tease with the training dummies, even though I don't think we're getting them. I'm pretty sure we're not getting them. Definitely would be cool though, but we're not. How a new era begins. Having assumed responsibility for the defense of the Atlas, Commander Kurek has established a base in the Kure archipelago with several map-devices. He has heard rumors of prowess and invites you to join his militia in order to scout the Atlas. To learn about the threats to raid class. You encounter the Maven and discover the two new Eldritch horrors are here: the Searing Exarch and the Eater of Worlds. They must be stopped before they consume everything. So that's the two new big bad bosses. It's kind of just showing Kirak's new area, new mapping area. There's going to be probably like some new in-game storyline because before you kind of went through to the one little side area at the end and you found Kirak and then you found the map device, but it's probably going to be different at the end game now. Tuner Eldritch Horrors. The Searing Exarch and the Eater worlds are the most powerful beings that Ray class has ever seen. The path to defeating them involves exploring many influence maps and slaying their formidable subordinates, the Black Star and the Infinite Hunger, yielding valuable items or rewards. Yeah, so the Searing Exarch definitely seems like some kind of fire based spellcaster. Looks like some of that is kind of reminiscent of the Maven a little bit. And this is the Black Star. Very tentacly, big fat guy. I'm guessing he does some kind of chaos poison damage, maybe. Very cool though. Really like the art design on these bosses. This must be the Searing Exarch here, I'm guessing. Or no, that's the Infinite Hunger. One of the two. Very cool though. Rework Atlas mechanics. Most Atlas mechanics have been reworked with the goal of creating deeper systems that are easier to understand. Regions have been removed, so your Atlas specialization affects every map you run. Where you previously collect 16 watch modes, you must now earn 4 void stones, which let you raise the tier of all maps on your Atlas until they are uniformly tier 16. Lessons can now apply to void stones and be itemized and traded. Commander Carrot offers a large variety of Atlas objectives that add valuable content to your maps. So no more regions. Everything is just one huge region pretty much, and you have just the 4 void stones down here. You put your sextants on those. You put those in there, and they up the tier of your maps, and sextants apply to all maps in here. And also your Atlas passives apply to all maps. Very cool. No longer do you have to fucking run a certain region forever. I've been doing that the last few leagues, farming certain types of content, just running these certain groups of maps, and it sucked. So this is very good. I really like this change. Now just having to have all your maps boosted up, all your maps the same sextants. You can run whatever map you want on, just farming for what you want, doing what you want. It's finally the way things should have been. I greatly like this. I hated the whole watchstone system. I didn't like the whole journey and the progression, the way progression worked in that system. I did not enjoy it. I did not like having to switch out watchstones and put them in other regions to boost their tiers, and then it was a mess. I did not like it. I did not enjoy it. Maybe some other people did, but I definitely did not. So I'm very, very happy for this change. And these are the void stones themselves. These just are kind of replacing the watch stones, but you only have to get 4 now. I'm guessing you get them from the sub bosses, possibly, or even fighting. Yeah, I'm guessing you'll get them from the actual Siege of the Atlas bosses themselves. These are scouting reports. You get these from Kirak. These are missions. He will be replacing Zana now with missions and things like that. So that's very cool. And charge compasses are used to re-roll. Not sure what these are. Right click like void stone to apply the itemize. Oh, this is to itemize your void stone. Okay. The Atlas passive skill tree. Say goodbye to regional Atlas passive trees and hello to one gigantic Atlas wide passive tree with over 600 skills to specialize in. Holy shit. They weren't playing around with this one. Very fucking cool, though. I like it. I mean, the fact that you have this huge in game progression tree now, I think is going to be very fucking cool trying to figure this out. Trying to figure out what works best for you. Maybe I mean, this is going to add so many possibilities to the end game, I think. I mean, hopefully there's not like really shitty nodes where it's just like, oh, you know, I just hope that a lot of the nodes are meaningful and impactful. That's what I hope. Um, so yeah, this is very cool. Every map, as well as various Atlas quests you complete, will earn you an Atlas skill point in addition to the best skills from the region trees you have created. We have created many new, completely new ones that will let you choose your own level of risk and reward to Atlas content. Very cool. This is just gonna make mapping so much more rewarding, so much more what's the word that they always use for it? Agency with your rewards. Now you can run any map with all the passives that you have on it. So no more of that tedious switching out stones and running this one on this tier and having to run this map in this region and just to do this certain thing that you got over here spec. So that's very good. They're adding new implicit modifiers. So these are kind of like influences. I mean, they are influences, but they only affect the implicits, I believe. So Eldritch implicit modifiers. The Searing Exarch and the Eater worlds each have a powerful set of Eldritch implicit modifiers, which can be imbued on items using Eldritch Embers and Eldritch Ichor, respectively. Although the process replaces existing implicit mods, it's possible to have both types of Eldritch implicits on an item at the same time. So this replaces your current implicit. This cannot be done on uniques. This is only for rares and magic items and normal items, of course. But this will replace that. But you could have up to two. You could have one Eldritch, one Exarch, and one Eater of Worlds one. So one red, one blue, pretty much. Very cool. This is gonna add a lot of just um great things for builds. I mean, this is gonna just add more onto the crafting that already wasn't there, and it's just gonna be amazing having this nice range of implicits to put on items. I'm actually excited for this. I usually don't get very excited for crafting things. I'm not much of a crafter. But I'm gonna like. I'm gonna enjoy this. I think you can use an orb of conflict to manipulate the tiers of these modifiers on your item. Within the 6 tiers of modifiers available, when applied, the orb randomly increases the tier of one modifier and lowers the tier of the other. The new Eldritch Chaos Orb, Eldritch Exalted Orb, Eldritch Orb of Annulment can manipulate the prefixes and suffixes of an item depending on where the Searing Exarch or the Eater Worlds has a higher Eldritch modifier on it. So this is another way to modify your items depending on the tiers of the Eldritch implicits that you have. So I think if let's see here, Orb of Conflict unpredictably raise the strength of one Searing Exarch or Eater Worlds modifier item and lower the strength of another. Lesser modifiers that have their strength lowered will be removed. Okay. So this lets you manipulate the implicits themselves. So in the Searing Exarch is dominant, reroll prefix modifiers. So this is the one that lets you reroll your. So if your Searing Exarch tier is higher than the Eater of Worlds tier, you reroll prefixes. If it's the other way around, you reroll suffixes. So this is kind of a nice way to control what you're actually re-rolling on an item instead of just randomly doing it. So this is the Eldritch Chaos Orb. This should be a very nice item. So like you can kind of manipulate it to get the higher tier that you want and then just only re-roll the set prefixes that you want or the suffixes. So that should be really nice. If the Searing, so this is Eldritch Exalted Orb. If the Searing Exarch is dominant and a prefix modifier, if the Searing Exarch is dominant at a prefix modifier, if the Eater Worlds is dominant at a suffix. So another way where if you just want to add, if you're searching for a certain prefix, you just make sure you have these Eldritch mods balanced out the right way, and then you can just slam it for a prefix. So if you're looking for that nice, if you have all your other prefix mods filled and you're just looking for that nice prefix, life prefix roll, this might be a great way to be able to do that and just ensure that that's what you're going for. And then we have Eldritch Orb of Annulment. If the Searing Exarch is dominated, remove a prefix modifier. If the Eater of Worlds is dominant, remove a suffix modifier. So another nice way to control what you're removing from an item. All you have to do is manipulate your implicits that you get from um, the uh, the Eldritch implicits, and make sure you have the right tier higher than the other one. And boom, you can hopefully annul off exactly what you want to. It'll at least lower the chances of So let's see if it normally had six rolls on an item, but this would cut it into, instead of a 1 out of 6, you can cut it into a 1 out of 3. So that's a much better odds of hitting what you want. Lesser Eldritch Ember at a lesser searing exile implicit. So these are how you add the lesser implicits, and that's just all the tiers of them. So you have lesser Eldritch Ichor, greater Eldritch Ichor. So it's just the different tiers of the Eldritch Ichor and Eldritch Ember. And this is just an example of some of the implicits that you can put on there. Very cool. Enemies cannot regenerate life. That should be very powerful for some enemies. They regenerate a lot of life. And then we have some very new powerful uniques. Ashes of the Stars Onyx Amulet. This is a very cool item. +1 to level all skill gems. Reservation efficiency experience gain. I don't know how great this will be into the end game. I mean, there might be some niche uses, but it's definitely not. Well, the quality is actually really nice. The +12 to quality of all skill gems is actually really good. That could actually be very strong. Yeah, that might actually be very strong. +1 to all skills is good too. Life that would be lost. So this is dissolution of the flesh prismatic jewel. Life that would be lost. I take damage instead of reserving. So remove all energy shield. Life that would be lost by taking damage is instead reserved until you take no damage for 2 seconds. So when you take damage, you reserve life, and you die when all your life is reserved over 2 seconds. So yeah, cool. I'm not the greatest at figuring out how these things really work. I'm not the smartest person in the world, so forgive me if I don't think that that's the most greatest item in the world. But it's very cool, very cool. I'd love to see how people use it. Uh, Polaric Devastating Opal Ring. This is 21% increased elemental damage, 21% increased global critical strike chance, plus 29 to fire res, plus 34 to cold res, 10% increased duration of ailments on enemies. Left ring slot cover enemies ash for 5 seconds. So we've already seen that. The new addition of this one is right ring slot cover enemies in frost for 5 seconds. And I believe frost reduces their critical strike chance, if I'm not mistaken. So another very cool addition to the game. So they're adding being able to cover enemies in frost now, and that's one way to be able to do it. And then the big bad new thing in the game is these Forbidden Flame and Forbidden Flesh tools. So these will give you. Now I listened to Chris talk about this with ZD, and so this will give you. These are for your class. So in your class, this will give you the opportunity to get a keystone from a different um, ascendancy. That's the big thing about this. So if you're playing a ranger, you can get a keystone, or if you're playing a um, pathfinder, you can get a keystone from Deadeye. If you're playing a gladiator, you can get a keystone from Slayer. So not only does it give you one extra keystone, but it'll give you an extra keystone from a different ascendancy in your class. So huge, huge potential for this item. First time we have ever seen this, I believe. This is gonna be fucking huge. This could probably create some new builds, but this is also gonna. This has also been described as being like Hellfire Torch, where you're probably not gonna get one that's for you, most likely, right? I mean, of course, you go re-roll and do a build for one that one that is suited to that. But it's gonna be very rare and very hard to get one for you, you know. But especially to get two matching ones, because that's what you need. If you have the matching modifier on Forbidden Flame, so you have to have not only a Forbidden Flesh that has allocates Master Surgeon, you have to have a Forbidden Flame that allocates Master Surgeon. So prices of these are probably gonna be fucking crazy. Rarity is probably gonna be crazy. It's gonna be the new chase item for the league, I believe, and probably for a while. I think this is gonna be. I mean, you could be fucking playing a Slater and get the Gladiator pops now. I mean, fuck, man, that's gonna be fucking cool, dude. I mean, I think that's gonna be very cool. Very great addition to the game. I mean, it's a nice chase item with a lot of variants. Um, I think it's cool. Very, very cool item. The Arch-Nemesis Challenge League. In the Arch-Nemesis League, you will build your own rare monster boss fights by applying new monster modifiers to petrified monsters. Found throughout every area, these modifiers add dangerous behaviors to their targets, but also imbue them with valuable rewards. Each subsequent petrified monster you imbue within an area keeps all of the previous modifiers applied, allowing you to build some extremely difficult and rewarding encounters. There are over 60 new boss modifiers to discover, more than half of which can be created by combining other modifiers in specific recipes to unlock the most powerful and rewarding modifiers. Holy shit, that was a mouthful, but very cool. Okay, so what you have, so this technically adds more rare monsters to your map, up to 6, I think. You only can do 4 in a map. So you'll have these statues with chains attached to a rare monster. At the first one, you will put in one of these. Um, what are these called? What are they calling these? I don't know. You'll put one of these monster brains in there, or monster stones, whatever you want to call them. So you put this one in there. Monster has augmented poison mechanics, and then the reward type is the chest and gems, I think. So you'll put that one in the first one. And then some of these some of these actually change the reward types. Rewards are rolled 3 additional times, choosing the rarest result. So if you put this one in first, then all subsequent ones would be re-rolled 3 additional times, choosing the rarest amount. So very cool. All reward types are currency. So if you put this one first, and then you put all these ones, these are all going to get changed to currency. So there's going to be a lot of variations, a lot of very cool things with that. As you can see, here's the little stash space for it, and these are the subsequent ones he's put in, and now he's on the 4th one. So very cool. You have your own little dedicated stash. You're gonna, I think you'll only be picking up like 1 or 2 of these per zone per map. It's not gonna be like a huge amount of them dropping. I guess it's probably like 1 to 2 per zone, maybe 3. He said, in the interview. But very cool. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's a nice way to add some agency to reward types and monster fights. So you can kind of pick and choose what you want to fight and what you want as a reward, and you can also kind of scale up those rewards to your choosing. I think it's very cool. Looks like a lot of fun, but of course the big picture here is the Siege of the Atlas. So game balance improvements. Aside from the usual buffs and nerfs and every Path of Exile expansion, our balance focus in Siege of the Atlas has been on improving 2 build archetypes that were previously underperforming and bringing them up to the level of other popular archetypes. In particular, we're focused on buffing hand cast spells and hit-based bow builds. You can find more detail in his balance manifesto or in the full patch notes. I'm not going to do that right now, but very cool. So handcasters, bow builds should be up to par with most other builds. And this is mainly just hit-based bow builds and hand casting builds. So I'm thinking of either playing a spark build. I might just play. I don't know if I want to play a bow build though. I could just go like, yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure what I want to play yet. I was looking for new skills. We're not getting new skills. So I don't know. Competitive boss kill event. This is for hardcore solo self found. I will not be playing that because I suck at this game and I get way too distracted and I will die before I ever make it to maps if I play hardcore solo self found. But yeah, for anybody who's interested, they are doing a challenge to kill the bosses. So if you want to do that, get in a hardcore solo self found and kick some ass. New stash tabs. We're introducing 2 new specialized stash tabs that allow you to store up to 500 gems and flash respectively. The introduction of these stash tabs also allows players to infinites for these items, blah blah blah. So this is just new stash tabs, gems, class. If you want to buy those, go ahead. I'm not going to, but that's up to you. Arch-nemesis supporter packs. Yep. If you guys want to buy those, go buy it. I'm broke. I don't have money for supporter packs. Sorry, GGG. Maybe I will in the future, but right now I am broke as a joke. So overall, my thoughts: Path of Exile, Siege of the Atlas, and Arch-nemesis. Uh, I really like the Atlas revamp. I really like the Atlas passive tree. I really like the new bosses. Um, all of it looks freaking amazing. The biggest change is not having the region in the atlas is very cool. I hated that before. Not having all the watchstones, a great change. I didn't hear. I'm pretty sure we still have like the Conquerors, Maven, all that, which is very cool. So just having 4 new bosses to fight is very nice. I really like the new passive tree where all of your passes affect every map that you have instead of just certain regions. Another very great addition. All these changes are very great for in game. It's going to make in game a lot less tedious, a lot more fun. You're going to feel your progression more. You're going to have a lot more progression. You're going to know where you're going. You're going to know what you're doing. You're not going to have to change out your stones, change your tiers of your maps. You're not going to have to do all that shit anymore. It's going to be nice. You're just going to have to get your void stones, slot them in, kill monsters, get some passives, add your passes, go back and kill some more monsters, rinse, repeat. Very nice. I'm liking it. I'm digging it. I'm ready to go. I just sucks that I can't really play a whole lot on day one because I have to work. But I definitely will get some time in. I will probably just record my first few hours of gameplay just because it's not going to be very long before I have to go to work. But I will be doing all that and uploading it to my YouTube. If you guys want to see a patch notes video, hit that like button. Let me know down in the comments. If this video gets 10 likes, I'll do a patch notes video. Even though I dread those, they are just very long, boring, and very tedious. But I will definitely do it if that's what you guys want to see. Be sure to like and subscribe. Follow me over at twitch.tv/86. I will see you guys next time. Oh, wait. What I don't like, sorry. I do need to touch on that. No new skills. Um, that's pretty much it. And no boats. There's no fucking boats and no fishing. What the hell, GGG? Come on. I mean, and no test dummies. You baited us. You baited. I mean, come on. No, I mean, I think it looks amazing. I think they finally did what a lot of people wanted to do to the in-game Atlas. I think progression is going to be a lot more smooth. It's going to be a lot more fun, a lot more streamlined. But also, there's going to be a lot more progression because we have a huge fucking in-game skill tree now, or our passive tree for the Atlas. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I hope to see you guys in 3.17. Hit that like button and subscribe. See you guys next time. Peace.